everyone, welcome back to Faewood Mead. Today we are going to be making a spiced peach mead. Well, today's not going to be spicing. Today is just the peach part. I have already prepared my peaches and water and honey and everything here. So basically I took 3 pounds of Dutch Gold clover honey and I took 4 pounds of peaches. Okay, so what you gotta do is you sanitize your peaches, cut them in half. A lot of people say to score them on the back, so you cut a little X. It didn't really matter. The whole point of that is to make it easier to peel off the skin. So what I did is I threw them all in a Ziploc bag, I froze them, took them out, and I didn't really thaw them necessarily before I started peeling the skin off, but the skin came off really, really easily. And then I just heated up some water, melted my honey, and poured it over the peaches to help warm them up. My water, actually it's not very warm anymore. It was up to almost boiling, but because the peaches were still pretty frozen, you know, it kind of evened things out. So I do have a little bit of fun sort of peach facts for you. As usual, if you want to skip past all of this, here's the timestamp for where you need to go to just kind of finish things off. There's not a whole lot else I'm gonna cover because this is it. So everything I found was on archive.shrine.cn as far as the following information goes. So peaches are actually native to China. And when you look at, lore or mythos, the pinto peach, which is the flat peach in particular, is the one that is mentioned. So those pinto peaches are otherwise known as the peach of immortality. I know I'm probably not going to say this right. I'm so sorry. I always forget to check ahead of time on how to say things from other cultures, but I'm just going to do my best here. Shi Wang Mu, who is a queen goddess, supposedly she had 3,600, exactly that number, 3,600 pinto peaches in her garden, which were said to give eternal youth and immortality. Peach tree wood, I feel like that's the theme, is it's usually the whole tree, not just the fruit that gives some kind of power. It's like everything all together. So the wood in particular is said to ward off evil. So a lot of weapons were made from peach wood. The flower petals were also put to use in love elixirs, in particular love potions for men. Peaches are traditionally placed on family shrines, and peach pits are thought to ward off demons. There's a lot of protection type magical elements to the peach trees as a whole. In Chinese medicine, doctors will prescribe peaches for gastrointestinal inflammation, and it's thought to moisten the lungs and the intestines, so it'll help for dryness. Like if you have a really dry cough, it's thought that peaches will help balance that and add moisture. And peach is also good for the skin. So if you take some peach pulp or peach skins and apply them to your face, in particular, I'm guessing, it's good for tightening and softening of the skin. All right, and the other thing that I kind of looked up is WebMD. It's like my go-to for health facts about things. So as far as scientifically proven health benefits, peaches have, like a medium peach has up to like just over 13% of your daily vitamin C intake. They also contain beta carotene, which we usually attribute to carrots, which assist in eyesight. A medium-sized peach also contains about 6 to 9% of your daily fiber that you would need. They're very high in vitamin C and potassium, and they actually contain fluoride. Well, fluoride is a naturally occurring mineral, and it occurs in peaches. Alrighty, so for the peach mead, I wrote down secondary. I just now realized. I always mess up. My brews never go like they're supposed to. So I wrote down secondary, but I remember seeing primary. A lot of people will ferment with peaches. I think if you want to contain more peach essence, you can just add them to secondary, but I think fermenting with peaches is kind of important. I'm sort of surprised. I just wrote down all 4 should be in secondary. We'll see how it turns out. Okay, so I'm gonna ferment all 4 pounds. If I feel the need to add more in secondary, then I will. It's pretty easy to get peach poundage, because each peach, you know, they have so much meat on them, they're so heavy, you don't actually need very many. Probably should have read this before I started making my mead, but I'm a little bit buzzed and I just kind of did stuff. All of the spices are gonna come later, so I'm not gonna worry about talking about those now, but there are gonna be quite a few spices that I'm going to use. I am gonna take my reading. I also jotted down that originally I wanted to add some brown sugar to this, which I might still do, because that's not a bad idea, especially if I'm doing a spice peach. I guess I should clarify. The idea behind this mead is that it's more of a peach pie type of flavor than just a peach. I'm gonna be adding cinnamon, nutmeg, cardamom, clove, ginger, and vanilla. I do have my peaches and everything sort of mixed together right now, so we'll see how accurate of a reading I get. Wow, how is it that high? I guess I'm not adding brown sugar until maybe later to back sweeten with. This is at 1.130. I added a full gallon of water, 3 pounds of honey, and then peaches. Did not expect that. I added a full gallon of water because I didn't know what would happen to the peaches as they sit in this in the water and ferment. I anticipate that they will kind of start to fall apart, and then I'm gonna have lease. Who knows, I might end up with 1.5 gallons. Sometimes it's hard to know exactly what's gonna happen. I didn't really, well, I kind of aerated it. I was fairly sloppy-ish in my water pouring. I will admit I've been drinking some of my own mead and I may be a little sloppy right now. I'm gonna add about a half-ish a teaspoon. And I neglected to prepare for my yeast. You know what? I'm just gonna dump it in. This method works. Doesn't make that big of a difference. Yeah, my peaches are already starting to fall apart. Well, that's it. Oh, that's it. Alrighty. That's it. The end. So next time we're going to be racking off of the peaches and we're going to be adding spices. I'll probably put them in a muslin bag to make sure they're all kind of grouped together, and I can remove them after a week or two once everything's been infused. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope this turns out well. I know a lot of people seem to have difficulty with peaches. We'll see how I do, I don't know. It's all a big guess. I tend to just look up an ingredient online, like peach mead recipe, and then I'll find things. I did not find a spiced peach recipe. I had to look up peach and then like spiced apple or apple pie. That's more of the typical, but I haven't found like a peach pie type of mead online, so we'll see. This is an experiment. I don't know how it's gonna come out. Hopefully it's good. Wish me luck, and I will see you next time. Bye.